See, this is even better than your last video. Okay, go ahead and go to walk and let him catch his breath. Make sure you don't pitch too far forward. So then practice bringing your reins back up without his head doing that. And then just right there, no more, just that's fine. And then you're going to let him go back down to his free walk. Just feed out the reins. Really let him go down as far as he wants to go. There, pick up, yeah, just touch one rein or the other and he just goes down. And free walk, he does not necessarily have to have contact with the bit. When you do your trot stretch, they do. Okay, now creep him up really slow, the right way. Good girl. Slow. How's that feel? And he's over tracking good. He's lighting the bridle. Okay, down one more time. So do you do it once each direction on the test? Do it one direction on one test and a different direction on the other?
I think so.
Yeah, so in a minute we'll go the other direction. Don't let him pop his head up like that. I mean, that's not really popping up, all things considered. But if you can keep him down there for that whole thing and be over tracking, he's over tracking a foot. Keep him down. As soon as you feel it, just every once in a while, just kind of touch that rein and say, I'm inviting you to stay down. I'm inviting you to stay down. Okay, now slowly bring him up. Okay, then figure out where you want to turn and we'll do it the other way. Okay, go ahead and let him down. Isn't it amazing what we can tell these horses to do? There you go. Just touch the rein every once in a while. And he's chewing a bit, so we may want to try and tighten something up. Okay, now sneak him back up again. So the one thing you'll have to remember and look at your test booklet is where, because the free walk down, he gets down there pretty quick. Up, you're going to have to kind of gauge how long it takes to get him up so that when you hit that letter, he's back on his medium walk. Yeah, yeah, this looks good. No lower though.
Because I did see one horse was up too high and they knocked her for it.
Yeah, and for him, yeah. And you got to kind of raise his head a little because he's getting behind vertical a little. Don't let him drop that low. So just raise your hand. There. There. You'll see it on the video. He's what? So maybe do some diagonals on him, see if he'll kind of calm down with that. No faster though, okay? And go straight to your walls when you do that. Try and loosen up a little because they want to see him kind of loose and light in the bridle. So then that's where you think a little long and low. Don't argue with him. If it gets too low, then you raise your hands a little and just bump them up a tad. Okay, no faster when you come back by. Just slow, easy. This is nice. Good. See, this relaxes him a little bit. Does he feel more relaxed? No, he's just, part of it is he's learning now that, you know, we don't come out here and bebop around. His tail's swinging. Again, not too low. Not too low. He's getting down too low. Okay, go ahead and walk and let him catch his breath. No cutting horse walk or stops. Don't get too wild with your hands. It should be just quiet, quiet little corrections. He's getting what?
He's looking over there, grabbing in.
That's okay. I think he's not being as bad as you think he is. Because he doesn't look like the crazed horse at the other end. But the trot today is pretty phenomenal. I think better than your last good video.
Okay. I feel like my leg reins are too loose. What do you think?
No.
No?
If you think they're too loose, then move your elbows back. He's in a perfect frame right now for what we want to go do. You got to put your hands together a little and, you know. See, now, if you think you need to move him up, can you move them up without his head going up? There, does that feel better? And he stayed where he was supposed to. Yeah, that looks good. You just want to try and get your hands quieter. Okay, now quietly go to your walk. There. And there he gets a little more rein so that when you go back to trot, he's got a place to go without banging his head. So whenever you want, and if you ask and nothing happens, he dies. Good. There. I think you were a little more assertive asking too. So we're going to go to walk one more time and then you're going to ask a little quieter. Because he should just move off with a squeeze of your calf. And then if he doesn't, then that's when you follow up with the spur. But everything quiet. Because if he does that to you in the arena, you know, you don't want to go to your gut reaction, which is, I said. Okay, now turn your toe and touch him with a spur. So he went there. That's fine. Okay, that was good. Now just get him moving forward so you don't go pitching over his head. So we'll worry on the calf thing later. Okay, kind of, yeah. He's just a tiny bit behind vertical. So raise that right hand up a little. And then you can let it, then just let the reins be a little more forward. And he should stretch out. If he stretches down, then lift him up again. Up, really lift it up. You want to see that there. Now, he's going, well, I can canter from there. There you go. Right there. Right there. Slow down, and we don't want canter. Tell him we can do that next week. Okay, let him walk again. Quiet. Okay, push more. And here you get to keep his head a little because he's pushing into the bridle. Keep your elbow, especially on these short ends. Now push. He can have a little bit of his head. Okay, bring him back. Elbow back. Good girl. Elbow back. Push a little sideways. And then give him a little bit of his head and push. There, that's better. More. Atta girl. So on this next side, then just let him do his thing. So shorten up a little here as far as your post. Okay, now just sit and ride. Elbow, keep playing with him, keep him down. Okay, just ride again. Let him think a little long and low. You're banging on his mouth a bit there.
I'm trying to ask him to come down.
Don't, just there. Just think long and low a little. Oh, you mean for the short side? I'm confused now. Just let him keep this trot now. This is fine, because he's doing it. Now you can think little, long, low. There, no more than that. And he's in front of vertical and he's down. That's good. Now just elbow back a little. Turn. There, good. And then let him have his head long, low again a little. There, right there. Okay, let him walk. It's funny. So again, same thing. Go ahead and push. He'll come up a little, but then you just try and keep him round. Push. Okay, on the far side, just let him carry himself now. So there you will think just a little longer, lower without getting too low. And just ride. Hands together a little though. Elbow back on your corner. That's what's going to get him to come back to you. Elbow back, inside elbow only. There. Now he can be on, now he can carry himself. And if you have to, slow your post. We're not trying to send him now. So he's got to not go careening off too much. Good girl. And then now just straight, hold your reins, and just ride, quiet. Really quiet, just like that. Slow down, you got to slow down him. Slow your post down. Slow your post, shorten up those reins. Now think long and low. Without going long and low. Shorten them up. Slow post. Slow, long, low, get him down there. No faster. So post really slow on this side. I think he thinks you're pushing him. Post slow. Slow. There. Better? Think long, low. There. There. Better? Okay. Oop, don't let him do that. Good girl. Same thing. Now just keep this on this side. This is nice. And on the other side, no faster. Do not change tempo. Long, low. There you go. Long, low. No faster. So when you come down on the other long side, same thing, and then you're going to do a 20-meter circle down here for a few times. Long, low, quiet. Because he's got plenty of go forward right now. Just think slow post, slow post. Say, stay with me. Good girl, that's better. You'll see it. Okay, now then you get down here, do your 20-meter circle. Just remember, inside elbow at 4 points. And then let him have his head back. But he can trot this trot. Slow. No more than this. Let him go a couple of times around. Good for you to get your circles. How's that feel? Wait till you see it. He can have just a little rein so his nose goes out a little. There, there, right there. Can you do a figure eight? We'll go a couple the other way, and then I'd say he's pretty done. But just keep this trot now. Far cry from the horse you used to ride. Didn't cost you, well, it cost you a little more money for me, but. Good girl. Elbow back. Elbow back. Really say, excuse me, guy. I need you to stay with me. There. Elbow back. See if you think a little longer, lower. There. So if he gets kind of stuck up there, if you give him just a little rein, then he just kind of goes there. There you go. Good girl. Quiet hands. Yeah, he's going to sleep good this afternoon.
He's tired.
Yeah, that's okay. We don't care. Okay, now you can walk.